Hello, this is Mish, and welcome to another review. This review is of a title called Slayaway Camp. So being open and honest, I received this review copy for free, but that will not change how I approach this title and my review around is this title any good or not. So this is coming to Steam on the 26th of October, and it'll be a price of $8.99 US, but on launch it'll have a bit of a discount, so it'll be $666. 666, interesting. So what is this game? It's an indie title, it's an isometric puzzler. It's a game where you are the murderer and you need to destroy all the innocent people. So how do you play? We have multiple different level types, but the main concept here is you need to take out all the innocent people, and you can only do that function by sliding in certain directions. And there's a logic behind it. The puzzle there is about being able to get to the enemies or the innocent people and kill them, but also be able to leave the level. So sometimes you're going to need to scare the people to make them go to a certain place to help you. Sometimes you're going to need to avoid enemies because there's things like bombs, there's police with guns, and if you go certain areas you'll get caught, and if you go certain ways the people can run out of the level. So you really need to, every level you need to stop and have a look, figure out how you're going to do it. You do have a rewind button, so if you make a mistake you can just go back one, and you can easily redo the level as well. So it's got good level difficulty, and as you can see it's a whole lot of fun. This game has been brought to us by Blue Wizard Digital Limited. So this is the first venture by these developers. But it's not the first venture by the developers themselves. So we've got 3 developers, I believe, involved with this. So the main one is former PopCap founder Jason Kapalak. So he's involved with, he was involved with Pegs and Peggles. So the PopCap games, very very cool, very old school games. And we have 2 other developers as well. So we've got Nate Schmold and Ido Yeli. I'm not going to say that name. Well, I'll try. Ido Yehili. So I've probably butchered all those names, but I tried. Okay. So yeah, these guys are working together for this first venture into Blue Wizard Digital. So, whilst it's a new developer, the actual individuals themselves have a lot of skill and a lot of knowledge in the industry. So that's always a good, positive step. Okay, so let's talk about the game. Is it any good? Let's talk about gameplay, visual, and audio, how it all stacks up. So let's start with gameplay, as that is the most crucial part, obviously. So the level of difficulty with this game, it's pretty much bang on, I think. So it starts off pretty easy, but gets significantly harder as you go on. But it doesn't get to the point where it's never achievable, but sometimes it's quite easy to go to the help options, which there are some. But it's at a good level where you're very happy when you beat the level and figure out the logic behind it. So it has a lot of fun elements, and it does make you want to keep playing. I sunk at least 3 hours into this game, and I want to keep going. And that's for many reasons. One thing, I do have an affinity to the old 80s horrors. Now this game is a homage to all those old slasher movies from the 80s. So if you're not a fan of those movies, that concept might be lost upon you. But still, the game is a lot of fun. So with the gameplay, we have I guess there is a hint system. So you earn coins when you complete the level, and also there's a few of the little kind of bonus little games afterwards where you gotta, pick a certain point. You got a swinging pendulum type little game, and you got to hit the point in the red bar to earn some extra points and kill another person. So with those coins, you can unlock trophies and additional kill types, but also you can unlock hints. So you can get a hint where it would say, concentrate on this person. So very vague, and that's the type of hint I like. But also you can pay a whole lot more money and get the whole level dished out in a little animation. You can see exactly what you need to do. Well, whilst I think this is definitely valuable for a lot of players, it might be a bit too easy to get to. And once you've done it once, the lure to do it again is a bit too strong. But that doesn't detract from the gameplay. The gameplay feels solid. Very simplistic, but fun. and it's definitely, whilst repetitive, you want to keep going because you want to keep going, find out the movies, find out more kills, and it is quite addictive. So it's definitely got the gameplay locked down. Okay, let's move on to the visual style, the graphics. So it's got the voxel graphics there, and a massive homage to those 80s movies. So it's quite gory, but it's done in a kind of cartoony way, which it desensitizes the whole situation. But still, it might be a little bit much for some people. But for me, it's perfectly fine. Those 80s old slasher horror movies is what I grew up with, so it was perfect for me. But yeah, visually, you know, it's not going to be for everybody. I didn't mind it. It's kind of cutesy and it serves a purpose. It's completely functional, but nothing amazing. Some people might be put off by the visual style, but for me, you can see right there on the screen, do you like it or not? Easy enough to say, right? But yeah, for me, it was acceptable. Let's move on to audio. So the audio for me was great. It had eerie soundtracks, everything in it just reminded me so much of those 80s horror movies, horror slashers. So it was perfect. It was what it was trying to do, and it achieved it very well. So I guess, is this game worth the asking price? $8.99, but it will be on special, $6.66 on release, of course. So is it worth that asking price? For me, yes it is. So for 3 hours worth of gameplay that I've sunk in, I've had a lot of fun. Now the thing is, I have an affinity to those 80s slasher movies. If you don't, maybe don't pick this one up. If you have no affinity to it, you might not get a lot of the jokes, a lot of the references, so it might be it might be wasted on you. There's other games which you could get, which, you know, will achieve the same thing. But yeah, if you're a fan of the 80s slasher horror movies and you want to pick something up to kind of get into the spirit of Halloween, maybe this is an option. I certainly recommend it for that situation. So if you want to get into the Halloween mood, you've got a couple dollars spare you want to spend on a game, you're into the old 80s slasher horror movies, pick this one up. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, if that's not for you, if you're not into those old school slasher movies, maybe there's some other game that you could pick up for an equal price. But for me, I've had a lot of fun with this game. So I hope this review has been of assistance to you guys. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you know whether to purchase or not. I mean, this is one I'm on the fence because it's really targeted to a niche market. It works very well for that niche, but for not, it might be a bit of a miss. So yeah, just purchase with care, but you'll know if this is for you or not. But I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for future content from myself. Working on some more reviews coming out, and also some Paladins gameplay that I'm kind of trying to continually churn out. So check the channel out for that, and please share the video as well if you'd like to. That would really help me out. And until next time, this is Mesh, and I'll see you later.